Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for coming out and being with us today. I've had the opportunity to give many talks over the years, and never have I been in a situation with something like this, and I'll tell you why. When we did a concept called child-centric homes. And when I was talking to prospective customers or I was talking to the media, it was always about this is what our game plan is and it'll benefit people in the future. So, people accept it. You make a nice presentation, people accept it. You make a presentation to the media, it's about what you achieved in the past or it's about what you're going to do in the future. When we do presentations which are around strategy, again, it's the same thing. It's my assessment of something that's going to happen in the future. But, so today, why this is different is because what I want to talk to you about is the strategy that Gera's decided to deploy, right? The execution plan behind that strategy and the challenging part. So nothing new about this. But the challenging part about it is I'm talking to the people for whom we are actually deploying that strategy and that plan. So this makes it a little bit, kind of little more challenging, little more, I think, apprehension for me. But we'll go ahead and hopefully we'll convince you about our plans and what we have in mind. So, we started with as we look to the future as a brand and as a company, we decided that we need to look at doing things a little bit differently. And Gera, over the years, we have, and all of you are customers with us, and you know that we do things differently. And part of the reason why you bought with us is because of this very reason. Many of you have in fact bought more than one time with us. So in our desire to kind of understand what the next step is, where do we go from here? We started doing an analysis of what we've achieved, and we looked at our office buildings and we said, what more can you do? So you can change the flooring and you can change the electrical systems and you can change the facade and the elevation. What next? So as we started wondering about what next for the next building, we decided to look a little bit beyond the product itself. So this entire concept of product enhancement is something that we felt is good and it works, but it can only work so far. So as we started trying to analyze and trying to figure out what else we can do, one of the things that we looked into was how many customers do we actually have? And we have people who have purchased in the Imperium projects. We found 654 individual entities, persons and companies who have bought with us. 654 is a pretty big number. We then looked one step further and we said, how many tenants do we have currently within our properties? And there's about 74 of those. So we said, here's this pool of about 725 people. And we said, let's understand why are these people buying commercial property? And how is commercial property different from residential property? And what we realized is that when a person buys a home, the home is shelter. And shelter is a basic need. So once you've got your home, the home is the end for an individual. When you buy a commercial property, the huge difference is the commercial property is now a means to an end. If you want to run your own business from that commercial property, the end is to make more money. If you want to buy the commercial property to rent, again, return on investment is the end. You may buy it as an investment just for capital appreciation. Again, it's about return. So what we realized is the end for commercial developments and the end for residential developments are completely different. And we, over the years, what we've been doing is we've been treating both commercial and residential in the same way, that once we are done, hand over the keys. We have a 5-year warranty a part of our offering. So through the 5 years, we have a relationship with you. And then, things come to an end. So we were looking at possession really as the end. But if we think about the end for the customer, and we start looking at going one step further, and that one step further is how can we align our offering so that you can achieve your end. So this is where the seed of the thought came from. That how can we make it better for our customers to get their better return on their investment? How can they get better rent? How can they make sure that if they want to sell, that there's demand for the property? And if they're just occupying the place for their own business, how can they still do better? This thought then aligned us back to what we do at Gera, which is outdo. So we found a lot of synergy between what the entrepreneur's need is, the entrepreneur's desire, which is to outdo. If you put in 50 lakhs into your office, you want it to become worth 1 crore of rupees. You want to outdo in the investment. You certainly want to outdo beyond the bank rate of interest or beyond putting the money into the stock market. So clearly we realized that outdo then was also the desire for what our customers actually want to achieve from their investment into the commercial property. So we kind of tried to figure out how do we go ahead and actually help deliver to our customer an opportunity to outdo beyond the real estate. So we said, first and foremost, we need to make the offering such that this is only available for customers. This is not a marketing promise pitched to people before we actually sell. So which is why everybody in this room is an existing customer at Gera. This event is not open for people who haven't already become customers with us. We've had to say no to a lot of people. I know my team has said no to some of you when you've asked to bring some people along. My apologies for that, but we're very clear. The entire concept is to help our customers outdo. So we came up with a word, right? And the word is all around you. The word is LINT. And LINT stands for learning, inspiration, networking, and training. So the idea behind now what we will do with LINT, and this is my commitment and our company's commitment for the next 1 year at least, is that we will conduct learning events for our customers. We will have sessions where we will get inspirational speakers to come and talk to our customers, because I know for sure that I've had the luxury and the opportunity of getting exposed to a number of very inspirational speakers over my career. And I know that every time you listen to an inspirational speaker, you get remotivated. Doing business in this country is very, very hard. We're currently somewhere in the 130s. I have, in that sense, the challenge being in the real estate sector, where in terms of ease of doing business, dealing with construction permits in this country, we're at 185 out of 189 countries in the world. So things are hard. So it's good to get a little bit of inspiration from time to time. And so our goal is to bring you inspirational speakers. And today we're starting with our first event, bringing you one such inspirational speaker. We are certainly very motivated by Mr. Rajdeep Sardesai's achievements, and so we asked him to come down. He is from here. So the idea is to bring to you somebody to talk to you about his journey, and to try and do a level of inspiration for all of us to then go out and outdo. So that's the I of LINT. N stands for networking. Everybody here is in business. Business is, you get profit from business, and we all want to increase our business. So the idea with networking is, can we create an opportunity for a business platform for the world of Imperium, amongst the world of Imperium, between the world of Imperium? So how can we then look at creating business opportunities as a peer-to-peer for people who are here, and peer-to-peer for people who are within our customer segment? So that's the networking bit. And the training bit, T, which is for training, is we will conduct training programs for your staff. So we're talking about, so for our child-centric project, for example, we have a tie-up with the Dale Carnegie Institute. We're in talks with them. Can we do some training for your salespeople? The generic sales training, ultimately sales is different for different industries, but there is a commonality when you talk about sales. So the idea here then is, can we bring about that basic sales training? Can we bring about front desk training for your staff? What about presentation skills? What about the Microsoft Office suite training in that? How do you use PowerPoint better? How do you use Microsoft Excel better? This is for your staff. So this is part of Lint. And the L, which is the first item, which I didn't really talk too much about, is learning events. So learning events are really for you, the owners and including your tenants. GST is going to be reality soon. The new budget will be out soon. So there are opportunities to get really good quality speakers, people who perform and function at the national level, but who are not present in Goa. But why should we not be able to get those level of speakers to come here, come and talk to you about the impact of the new finance bill as and when it's out, for example. So the entire concept and the entire idea behind our strategy is, can we now change our focus to align with what you are trying to achieve and thereby try and outdo together? We think that this is just good strategy. We think that this is just a good way for us to really align our goals and our objectives with our customers. Like I said when I started, this is a little, this task has been a little bit daunting because you want to unveil something, this is what it is, and you're unveiling it to the people who it's for. There's strategy built in, there's the aspect of the execution piece built in. You will see us about, you won't see me, thankfully for you, 14 times over the year, but we're looking at doing about 14 different things over the year, 4 under the learning, 4 under the inspiration events, 2 under the networking events, and 4 under the training events. So that's really my bit. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Thank you all once again very much for coming out, and we do look forward to being a part of your journey towards outdoing and carrying on from there. Thank you very much.